Feedback. Hi, this is Theo Broughton.
And I am Thabiti Mpinga.
Inviting you to join us each Monday at 9 a.m. for Feedback,
A positive image production by Hood Research.
Encourage others to tune in each Monday on
Comcast Detroit, Roku, Amazon Fire TV, watch WHBR TV Network anywhere.
and take us along with you. Feedback. And remember to take us along with you anytime and all the time. Happy Monday to everybody out there. You're tuned in to Feedback, a positive image production by Hood Research. My name is Theo Broughton, co-founder of Hood Research. And my co-host this morning, a surprise, is James Ford. I want to say good morning to many of you out there. And James Ford, you want to say good morning to any of the viewers and listeners?
I'd like to say good morning to all people that are listening. And get your coffee, call your relatives, call your friends, call everybody that's in view, and tell them to watch this show. This is going to be a smash. So just get on the phone right now and just call them and tell them watch this show.
All right. And I'd like to say good morning to Sister Fedora and Sister Charlene and Ron. And I got to say that Michael, good morning to Michael and to Jesse, Katrina, Carl, and all of those of you who share with us each Monday. And let us be introducing our guest this morning, James.
Yes, before I introduce the guest, I want to just give a shout out to Mark Cummings, whose mother passed last week. And we just want everybody to, if you see Mark, just, give your condolences to him. But today we have Miss Beverly Parrish, a Detroiter who saw our ad mentioning going to Lansing to talk about drag racing and red light running. She's a Detroiter, and she's a person who took the challenge, and now she is going to Lansing again next year. She's going to take it to the next step. And we just like to say hello to Miss Beverly Parrish, a Detroiter. And could you just tell us something about how and why you decided to go to Lansing and how it all came about to go with us?
Good morning, everyone. The reason I decided to go to Lansing was with Mr. James Ford. I seen his ad in a Green Acres paper that comes out in my area. So I called him. He said he had an opening for me, and I wanted to tell my story. My story was, Short Dog was born in 6/19 in 2013. Short Dog was killed by a reckless driver on a sidewalk in front of my home on West 8 Mile. He came up over the sidewalk. He hit my 22-pound little Jack Russell, hit him so hard he flew up in the air, and he was killed instantly. I was standing in the street screaming. The man stopped, turned around, looked at me, and speeded off even faster.
I'd like to say one thing before, and we see the courage you have to come in and talk about Short Dog. But Short Dog could do something very interesting, and I was talking to Theo about it coming over here. It's something about a tangerine.
Yes, Short Dog eats. He loved English cucumbers, tangerines, carrots, green beans, and he loved spinach salad. Me and him would sit and eat spinach salad every night because that is my new diet. But he would not eat a spinach salad if you did not put dressing on his share.
Oh, he was a vegetarian.
Well, we eat chicken breast too.
Okay. Wow. Now, how did he eat tangerines?
They love tangerines. I have 2 other dogs at home. They eat tangerines every day. I feed them to them. Sometimes I would go through 4 to 5 bags a week of tangerines.
You take the peeling
I take
off
the
for
peelings
them,
off. I
for
take the
them.
peelings off, and I just feed them to my animals.
Oh, wow. They enjoy that. That is really interesting,
Mm-hmm.
you know, because most dogs just want meat, you know, and they don't think about their health and eat healthy. Tangerines and spinach salad and cucumbers.
They love
Wow.
not regular cucumbers. It has to be an English cucumber.
Oh,
They will not
excuse me.
eat regular cucumbers because they have the big seeds.
Oh, I see. Oh, and they can tell. Mm-hmm. Wow, that's really interesting.
Now, Miss
Yeah.
Parrish, I just want to ask you, you got on the bus and went to Lansing with us.
Yes.
And it was a joyful trip there and back. When you got there, were you surprised at the number of people that weren't there?
Yes, I was, because actually we needed 300 people to support us. And this coming year, we will have 300 people that will go to Lansing on that bus to support us. I guarantee it personally. We are going to get 300 people.
Well,
Mm-hmm.
that right there is something that's fantastic. As I said before, if you're watching this show, call your people and tell them to tune in because we're going to talk about some things. Now, how we started out as Detroit Red Lights, and that's something that went over. But now you're going to escalate this into USFDS. What does that? What does USFDS stand for?
United States for Safe Driving.
Okay.
We want to take it all the way from Detroit, since we were the first one that ever went to Lansing. Detroit did. But we want to go from there. We want to go from Michigan. We want to go to Ohio. We want to go to Minnesota. We want to go to California. We want to go to the New England states. We want to go all over the United States and make this something that can be stopped.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So you feel that by you all changing this from Detroit Red Lights to United States for Safe Driving, you're going to get more people. Well, wait a minute. How are you going to get more people? Are you going to go to other states and help them and other cities?
We will do video chats. If we have to go to other states, yes, I will travel to other states.
Okay. Theo probably has something to ask you in accordance with that.
Mm-hmm. Will there'll be weekly meetings or monthly meetings, and how can you share with us that people can get in touch with you regarding this?
We do have a meeting every 2 weeks
Okay.
for 1 hour on a Sunday, 3 to 4. We try not to keep it any longer than what we have to. We like for the people to get home back to their families.
Mm-hmm.
But
Okay.
as we get more members, we will have more meetings.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
for the planning. Mm-hmm.
you have two other people, and by the way, Pastor McLeod wants to be with us quite a bit, but he hasn't been able to because of transportation. But you have two other people. Could you tell us their names and who they are? What role they play with you guys?
Yes, we have Mr. Dome, and he is going to be our new leader for taking over.
Aaron Dome.
And we have Joyce King. She is like, she brings us newspaper articles, different places where we can go to have meetings at, because we don't have a steady meeting place right now.
Mm-hmm.
But I have advised them, if we don't get a steady meeting place, I live on 8 Mile in an easement in front of Green Acres. We will have that meeting in my home.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care how many people come. It will be in my home.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Now, there's one place that we have been meeting that's been pretty successful, just in case your listeners are listening, and I hope you call your people. They have been meeting at the Wing Stop on 8 Mile near Woodward. It's right next to Starbucks at the Wing Stop. And every first and third Sunday from 3 to 4. They start promptly at 3. They're out by 4. So just remember, Wingstop, 8 Mile, and Woodward.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. Now, you are organizing, and I wanted to find out, is there a way for people to get in touch with you to say that they're interested in participating as well?
Well, we really don't have an email right now, but I have an extra phone, so I am willing to put down my phone number for that phone, and I'm willing to put down my email for it's jgiles4803@gmail.com.
Okay, say that again, please.
jgiles, JGILES, 48030@gmail.com.
Okay, that's good. And the first and the third Sunday are when the meetings take place, and they start at 3 p.m. for 1 hour.
Yes.
Okay, that's good. And there'll be planning meetings to put things together for the gathering of people next year who will be going to Lansing.
Yes.
Okay, and that's good. You know, I talked with a couple of people in Lansing and elected officials, and they are glad that this attention is being focused, because it just seems to me that as this takes place all over the country, there's not enough attention to it. And in the city of Detroit, as well as Highland Park, it seems to me that changing the law or encouraging more laws is not going to be as effective immediately as having officers in a traffic squad, or whatever you want to call it. We have had gang squad, vice squad, and all, but we do need a group of officers focusing on traffic issues. The traffic issues. People have talked about, well, put cameras there in the intersection, and if they catch somebody speeding, they can mail a ticket to them. But you don't have any way of knowing if the owner of that vehicle is driving it when you take the license plate and mail a ticket to the home of the owner. So it seems to me that having officers actually on the street will be better. Confiscating cars would be better. It would begin to make people notice, you know. So have you all given any attention to that?
Yes, we have.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm going to make a quick comment to what you just said, and what you just said is definitely true. We are actually in a process of trying to let the Detroit Police Department know that they have abandoned something that we had here for years. We had unmarked cars that would stop you. Why did they stop that? Okay, the other thing is we had, as Al Martin said, one of the members of Hood Research and one of your hosts, why they don't have a traffic detail in the city. Therefore, I'm going to say this, and I know that Theo going to get excited when I say this. You have people that are talking about running for mayor. This might be one of your platforms, because that might get you where you want to be. And I'm talking to those that are putting on those hats, going to run for mayor. This is what this city needs.
I agree with that. And in addition to that, it's amazing the number of people who are going down onto the freeway by the wrong ramp. How is it that they get confused and go onto the freeway by using the wrong ramp, and they end up facing oncoming vehicles, and they're having serious accidents from that? That's something that is I don't know. that's hard to believe, but that's happening also.
Well, they're trying to come up with what you might call like a boom sound, that if you are hitting on the freeway and you're heading the wrong way, there will be a big boom that's just going to almost rock your car if you're going the wrong way. They're trying to come up with something like that, where if you're going the wrong way, you're going to experience a boom and a shaking of your car that lets you know you're going the wrong way. So that is something that people are going to, that's going to be looked at. I don't know how thoroughly, but that's what they're trying to, because it's going to be like a shock wave.
Oh, okay. Well, they need to step it up and don't take forever, because oftentimes, if you talk about legislators, they really seem to take more time than is necessary. And I would like to see something done. You know, for years, and I don't know if they do anything about it now, when a man and woman, a prostitute and a man, were stopped by the police, they would arrest a woman, but they did nothing to the man. And I just thought, well, if they were to start confiscating vehicles, you know, and giving the man a ticket, maybe, I don't know, but if they start confiscating their vehicles, that gets their attention, you know. So with something like this, because in addition to flying through red lights, I'm understanding that the drivers go into intersections and do some kind of fancy trick or twirl or what have you. Yeah. And no vehicles are being confiscated, or maybe they don't catch them or something.
Right.
But I just think if they start taking something and the cost for vehicles is going up, I hear, because of these tariffs being put on vehicles. So
I just want to say one thing to Miss Parrish. We all heard of Smokey the Bear, and it started a lot of stuff around this country. Mm-hmm. It's in every state, every city, and what role is Short Dog going to play in UFSFD? What role is Short Dog? He's going to be a poster, What's going to happen?
He's going to be on our banners, and he's going to say, "Stop reckless driving." It's going to give the date he was born and the date he died. Mm-hmm. When our T-shirts are made up, that will be on there. People will ask us, "Why is that dog's picture on there?" Then we will proceed to explain how he was killed by a reckless driver. Mm-hmm. You could be walking your dog down the street on a leash. You never know when a reckless driver is going to go up over a sidewalk and kill you and your dog.
Yes.
Or your child walking a dog.
Right.
You never know when this is going to happen. And this has to be stopped. This running red lights, this drag racing.
Right.
And I live right on 8 Mile. I invite people all the time to come sit on my porch for one day with me and watch what goes on. It never stops because of the snow. Mm-hmm. It never stops because of the rain. It just keeps going.
Wow.
Now you said something about they were coming over, that a lot of people were arrested last week or the week before. Something was happening. Would you want to tell us?
Yes. Angela Calloway's office, Pink Rose, came to me. I was at the tree lighting for our neighborhood, and he said they gave, from Wyoming to John R., the Detroit police gave out 30 tickets to people for drag racing and running red lights. They have started working with the Angela Calloway's office, but they're going to start working with us also. And I am going to check every week from now on to see how many tickets they're giving out, because they need to do their job. Ferndale cops come over on the Detroit side. They give the tickets. The first thing, one Ferndale cop told me one day, he said, "I stopped 30 people this week. They were all white." Mm-hmm. They said, "Oh, you're picking on us." Mm-hmm. But they were drag racing and running red lights. Mm-hmm. Until we went to Lansing, we did not have no signs on 8 Mile what the speed limit was. We came home from Lansing that day. I don't know who made the call from that bus, but that day there was a sign put up on 8 Mile with sandbags holding it up, not put in the ground, but that sign was up there, 40. Somebody had it put up there. Not unless they heard about us being in Lansing.
Well,
No.
I want to ask you this. You are an exhilarating person. You personified persons want to get the job done. We didn't have a lot of people in Lansing. Is this for just a certain group of people, or who are you asking to join you? I mean, is this just for what kind of people do you want to join us? Is everybody invited or what?
I want everybody to join us. I want you to bring your children. I want your children to learn about what can happen to them. I want everybody. I want people to bring their dogs if they have to. I want everybody to come to this. This is a whole United States problem. It's not in just Detroit. It's not in just Oakland County, Wayne County, Livingston County. It's in the whole United States. But we have to start somewhere, so we're going to start with Detroit. We were the first ones to go there, and we're going to keep going.
Well, hold on to your seatbelts, Ms. Parrish, because I'm going to say something now. Is this Asian thing, a Mexican thing, an Arab thing, a white thing, black thing, Puerto Rican thing? What's the deal on this?
No, it's not.
What is it?
People they don't care anymore. They have no respect for people. I really believe this. They don't have respect for human life. Because if they did, they would not do this. You know, if it happened to one of their family members, they'd be devastated. But because it hasn't happened to one of their family members, they're not.
So you're asking all people to join you?
I'm asking everybody. I don't care who you are and who you're not. I want you there.
What's your phone number again?
248-632-0118.
I think everybody should write that down.
Okay, second time. The number again.
248-632-0118.
Okay, that's good. You know, there has to be some confiscation of vehicles. Just has to be. You know, for you to share when you sit on your porch, how you see the traffic and the disregard for human life, the way that people drive. It just seems to me you would shake up some folks if you took their vehicle. And I think that should be a part of the request to the legislators. And even here locally, when you talk about city council members, they can step up and help this. And when they talk about the budget, they have been in conversation with, budget items. This needs to be one. The budget items for the number of officers who need to be on the street and are not. So that's another issue and something that can be. Oh, and by the way, there was an experiment some years ago. Vacant police vehicles were placed, strategically, one at a major intersection, another place in neighborhoods. And they found out that the presence of a police vehicle is a deterrent to crime, because the person who is looking for something to get into notices that vehicle, but they don't know if the officer just left or is about to come back. And right now, we have the residency program. Residency has been eliminated, and officers can live wherever they choose to. So that if they drive a police vehicle out to their home in some suburban area, is a deterrent to crime in the area where they live, as opposed to Detroit, the city where they work, the city that pays their salaries. So those are things that also need to be taken into consideration.
Well, as we say, we got a new mayor coming in, and this is definitely something that people that are listening in should start talking about and this is what we need. This is going to be something that's going to be what you might call a vote pusher in this city. Ms. Parrish and her group, I think she has all the fortitude to try to just escalate this. And so I take my hat off to you, yes. Ms. Parrish. Now, there's one other thing we want to give a real quick shout out. I just want to say one thing before we get.
We're going to our break.
Luther Keith is doing something at Baker's Keyboard tomorrow night at 7:00. His jazz group. But it's one thing that I want to bring out that you experienced and everybody did, and one of the prime people at this show, Maxine Willis, did an exhilarating speech in Lansing. Would you want to just tell us about Maxine Willis' speech real quick?
We have to go to a break.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, right. Okay. So for those of you who are tuned in, refill your coffee cup or your orange juice and call others and let them know that we are right here at WHPR, and we will be back momentarily.
I'm James Ford, founder of the Obama Weekend, and a partner of the Hood Research Team, composed of the knowledgeable Theo Broden, the super analyst Henry, and the colorful Al Martin. This team discusses politics, seen and not seen, at the national, state, and local level. But to enhance the goals of this team, join or donate to Hood Research by visiting Twitter or Facebook, or visit hoodresearch.org, or call 248-234-2371. You can also join Hood Research on Phonecast every Saturday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time by calling 978-990-5000, access code 338729. Thank you very much.
It's the These Nuts Show with your host, Butter and friends. Butter here, magician escape artist, practicing for my show tonight. Come on in, have a seat.
Everybody settle, Butter, you're on in 5, 4, 3, 2.
In a few seconds, there gotta be enough to get out of this one. Twist a little turn, ta-da! It's showtime. It's your old friend Butter here. I may be a nut, but I know to wear my mask. Please welcome my first guest tonight, fitness guru, Wally Womack.
Wally Womack here to tell you to wash your hands with soap and water for 20 seconds so you will stay healthy and strong like me.
Almond Cruz here, sliding in with the news. Distance is what we must do to stay away from the chew and other germs in the air that might be trying to get on you. Social distancing is a wonderful way to see friends. As long as you're 6 feet apart, you win.
Hey there, friends. I wouldn't miss this for the world. It's me, Pumpkin Spice, your healthy girl. Remember, it's important to use your kind hearts and follow the signs to stay healthy and safe at all times.
Chica Chewitsky here to say, don't forget the little ones that need you to lead the way. That's how we remember to wash our hands, mask, and social distance today.
Morgan Raisin. Yes, it's me, here to sing about health and safety. We are all here to help get a message out to your grapevine, teaching healthy choices to stay safe all the time.
Don't let these guys drive you nuts. Put your mask on first. They'll let you be. And it keeps me safe from the...
Chew!
That's trying to get on me.
Butter me up. She's right, you know. Thank you, Hallie Cranberry, for joining the show. Let's all be nuts about our health. Social distancing, wash your hands frequently, use hand sanitizer, and wear a mask. Practice what we learned to stay away from the shoo germs. We're all in this together.
Feedback. Hi, this is Theo Broughton,
And I am the BD and Pinda,
inviting you to join us each Monday at 9 a.m. for feedback.
a positive image production by Hood Research.
Encourage others to tune in each Monday on
Comcast Detroit, Roku, Amazon Fire TV, watch WHBR TV Network anywhere.
and take us along with you. Yes, take us along with you. You always enjoy being on with us at Hood Research at WHPR. There's so much information to learn. First, I'd like to thank Ms. Parrish for being with us this morning, and we expect that she will be coming on with us periodically to update us on the progress to stop the red light abuse. These people running red lights, it's just unforgivable. We have a guest with us now, and you have received information from him in the past, Russ Belant, and I'm so glad that he is on, because every morning when we wake up, there is a bomb exploding. Thanks for being with us, Russ.
Yes.
And what is the latest bomb that has exploded?
Well, recently there was a book published by a publishing house close to the Trump world, as I call it. And this book is calling for a massive campaign to crush what they call unhumans. And when they talk about unhumans, they're saying unhumans can be recognized as people who advocate for equality and fairness. And they use the term unhumans, obviously, to strip the notion that people who advocate for equality and justice are undeserving of any rights, because they're not Homo sapiens, they're not real human beings. And in order for the right people to accelerate and have power in this country, we need to crush these unhumans. And they give examples in history of people that they say did this. They talk, and some of this is a little obscure, it's a century old. They talk about Francisco Franco, who was a general who overthrew the elected government and began a systematic campaign through the Spanish Civil War and well beyond to eradicate the people who supported that elected government. And in other words, he committed mass murder of his people. When he did this in 1936, he did it in alliance with Nazi Germany and with Italian dictator Mussolini, who was an ally of Adolf Hitler. And they sent planes to bomb Spain and cities that supported the elected government. So this is one model. They advocate, they use as another model Augusto Pinochet, who in 1973 also was a general who overthrew the elected government and for years rounded up people that were allied supporters of the government he overthrew and machine gunned them, threw them out of helicopters into oceans, and did all sorts of atrocities.
1973?
Yes.
73?
Yeah. 1973, Salvador Allende's government was overthrown by Augusto Pinochet and with help from the United States. And he ruled until 1990, and it was a very strict authoritarian rule, like you might expect from a military dictatorship. And they decided to also consider one of the ideal leaders that crushed Unhumans, Ian Smith, who was the prime minister, or whatever you want to call him, the ruler of Rhodesia which was a British colony. It's separated as a British colony, and he was the ruler from 1965 to 78, and systematically fought international pressure. Rhodesia was an apartheid state, complete apartheid state. No true Africans were part of the government or society in any ways that allowed in any white kind of supremacy to be interfered with. It was total white supremacy. So they, in the book Unhumans, praise Ian Smith, not only for his apartheid regime, but for how the high kill ratio his army had in killing black leaders and black liberation forces. So he was, so this gives the sense of what they want. They're looking for people. They're looking for something that they say, but we don't believe in violence. Well, then why do you call these three people your examples of the kind of leadership we want? And so what they're looking for is a great man who will lead the forces to do the same thing in the United States. And it's clear that they're referring to Donald Trump, because as crazy as this book sounds, it's endorsed by Donald Trump Jr., it's endorsed by J.D. Vance, it's endorsed and co-published by Steve Bannon, who also wrote the foreword for the book. And so this is basically being, the Trump inner circle is endorsing this book that's calling for this kind of brutality in the United States. And they want to go now and start this. This book was just published in July. And there's another book that got published the day after the election calling for state repression on organizations that stand for justice in various ways. They call them pro-terrorists, but they're anything but that, And this is also a book linked to Trump World. So there's multiple books being put out there ostensibly to try and persuade the public that we need to exercise more violence and aggression toward the American people who are not part of the Trump world.
Wow.
Yeah, and what they're calling for is forming militias and underground groups and so forth. Trump's Secretary of Defense nominee, Peter Hegseth, has called for, and I've seen his broadcast. This was on a Christian Reconstructionist broadcast. Christian Reconstructionists are political actors who use faith commitment to create right-wing totalitarian movements. And Reconstructionism is a specific term. It's been condemned by, Christianity Today years ago, and even many evangelicals as an extremist movement. And but he was on one of their broadcasts calling for abolishing all public education, which the Unhumans book also supports, abolishing all public education, creating Christian schools, their brand of Christianity, not real Christians. These people would condemn the Sermon on the Mount. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Creating these Christian schools where they began training and educating, they would say educating, we'd say propagandizing children to grow up into a militia model, and probably the older children especially. And they say, and we keep this covert and quiet until we get enough forces, then we become operational as militias.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's his Secretary of Defense.
Oh, wow.
Okay. And there's others he just named Sebastian Gorka as his White House liaison for counterterrorism. Sebastian Gorka is a known Nazi. Okay, he wears a badge of a Hungarian Nazi organization from World War II that collaborated with the Nazis. And he says, "Well, I'm not a member of it." Well, one of the news networks, I think it was NBC, sent people to Hungary that knew him. That's where he's from originally. And they said everyone they talked to said he was a member of this Nazi group. And so, Gorka, you got this kind of a person over, quote, counterterrorism. You have Donald Trump calling for deporting 10 million people. And they say that they're people undocumented. But I believe if these various elements come together, they're going to be targeting people, not just undocumented people, but other people, and who are citizens. And we have over Homeland Security another person who's in this extremist mold. He's putting this very extremist authoritarian group in charge of military intelligence stuff, and taking very draconian advocacy for massive repression in the United States.
Wow.
Now, the counterpoint to that is, what are we going to do about it?
Right.
It's like people say, oh, they were surprised, in the late 1930s, we didn't know Hitler was going to do this, this, and that. Well, dang, he wrote it in a book called Mein Kampf in the 1920s. These people are putting out where they're going, who they are. The question is, what are we going to do about it?
Ooh.
That's the morning bombshell.
Yeah. It kind of leaves you speechless. And in there where you were talking about in 1973, 73 was when Mayor Coleman Alexander Young was campaigning for mayor of Detroit.
That's right.
And he became mayor in 1974.
That's right, January 1.
Right. That is, it's like yesterday. Time. I mean, it's so recent, It's not like everything happened in 1919 or 1933. And so you say, oh, well, that's back then. It is now, really. It's now.
Yes.
So our education is important. We have to protect that. And that's one of the ways that our next generation of adults will learn what is happening and what needs to be done about it. But the curriculum there is being attacked. And they someone said to me that they're bringing the phonics back because the other system was not working sufficiently or efficiently, and the young people were moving on to the next grade, not really knowing how to read, and they weren't teaching them how to comprehend. What do we do?
Well, when you say we, are we talking about parents? Are we talking about, in addition to the community?
Yeah.
And grandparents. So,
yeah.
In our family, education always started, at the earliest possible age. 2 years old, we're reading books. And books became center. So I don't know where various people are at, but if we don't intensify the education, not only with basic literacy and historical knowledge and contemporary understanding, but the meaning and significance of what's happening on the world stage, the national stage, not just in the home city, not just in the home and in the neighborhood, but what's happening in the world right now is going to change everything at the local level.
Yeah, that is
the
so
destruction
true.
of education systems.
Right.
Everything.
And I have not heard who came up with this idea not to teach cursive.
Mm-hmm.
Why wouldn't you want someone to learn how to write?
Mm-hmm.
When you get a driver's license, they want you to sign your name in
Right.
cursive. They don't want to X. I mean, it's just mind-boggling. And the idea of that, not having them understand how to analyze things, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And it's just, I think more and more people need to attend school board meetings, not just parents, but people in the community have to learn that it's about all of us being together. And the next generations that are going to be in adulthood.
Mm-hmm.
And what will they do?
Well, and what are they going to do now to make sure that those children have a legacy and have their rights and have full potential?
Right.
If you let I'll say the Trump world have their way, they're destroying the future, undermining the future for generations to come.
Right.
We're still suffering from actions at the local level that were taken by John Engler in 1999 against our school district. And Granholm did not help. She made it worse. With her emergency managers, with her massive debt creation that she added on to Engler's massive debt exploitation.
Yeah.
And then you had Rick Snyder, who just wanted to destroy our school district completely. And he took schools and created his own personal school district out of 15 of our schools. The Constitution gives him zero power over public education. It says all the power is invested in the State Board of Education. Everybody completely ignores the Constitution. You take it over. They created charter schools and started funding charter schools, which are private corporations, for-profit corporations, most of them. And the Constitution in Article 8, Section 3, I believe, Section 2 or 3, says no public funding, no line of credit, no transfer of assets will go to any private education entity. Period. Zero. They completely ignore that. I talked to state legislators. They didn't even know that's in the Constitution. And they keep voting to send hundreds of millions of dollars to for-profit corporations. And when Western Michigan University did a study of charter schools about 4 or 5 years ago, they said the first $1,000 of state aid goes to the investors of the school, not into the educational capacity of the school. It goes to the investors.
Whoever owns the charter school you are referring to.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah. And if it's not a for-profit corporation, they turn the running of the school over to a for-profit corporation. So either way, there's profiteering off of the charter school funding in Michigan.
Okay, so there are a few charter schools that are approved by the Detroit Public Schools. Is that right?
I believe so.
Yes. So if the first $1,000 goes to the investors, that means $1,000 will go to DPS.
Well,
and DPS has to repay this debt. It just
well, the schools are chartered by universities or community colleges or other school districts,
right.
But the money doesn't go to them. They don't have any connection to the money.
Okay.
So all the money goes to the private corporation.
Oh.
You know, this was a scheme put together by the DeVosses in West Michigan. In 1993, the DeVosses created a plan to dismantle all public education in Michigan. And in 1994, they passed the charter school law to create charter schools the year after the plan, because that was step one of the dismantling of public education. And it still is. And so, at any rate, you know, there are, when this book I'm talking about, Unhumans, they call for dismantling every public school district teachers union, because the teachers are the strongest bulwark against the destruction of public education. And so they want to abolish every union in the United States of any teachers or educators. They see that is necessary. So they're working with the incoming Secretary of Defense. Now, think about this. You got a Secretary of Defense under Donald Trump who will advocate for organizing underground, quote unquote Christian, but not really Christian, militias without the public knowing. And then when they're ready to use them, you can have the Secretary of Defense, with approval of the president, can take over the National Guards at the state level. They can use their own military forces. You remember Detroit, 1967. Yeah, 101st Airborne here, and they can exercise invasive dictatorial powers in localities around the state, around the country, and they are saying that that's what they want to do publicly.
Wow.
So when are we going to get our act together? I did a 7-page report on summarizing what this book on humans calls for. And I've emailed it out to a lot of people, and I'd be happy to send it to any listener who wants to get a copy.
Oh, yes. I want to get a copy too. Now, give the contact information for you.
Sure. My email is just my name. Russ, R-U-S-S as in Sam. B as in brother. E-L-L-A. N as in Nancy, T as in Tom. Russ Ballant at gmail.com.
Oh, okay.
I tell people that's for when I'm senile. As long as I remember my name, I'll know my email address. So, again, that's R-U-S-S, Sam. B as in brother, E-L-L-A-N-T as in Tom, at gmail.com. And if I get your email, I'll respond as soon as I see it.
Oh, that's great. Oh, man.
So we got a lot to concern ourselves with, you know. Since we're talking so much about education, it's worth noting yesterday's Detroit Free Press, Sunday Free Press, did a lengthy editorial about the Detroit public school debt and how the state of Michigan is standing in the way of them paying off their debt early. By paying off their debt early, that means they save what they said would be hundreds of millions of dollars in interest rates. Now, who wouldn't want that except for the financiers who are getting those interest rates? And it appears the governor is standing in the way of it as well. And the governor refused to say anything to the Free Press about this subject. But the Secretary of the Treasury, who of course is an appointee of the governor, issued a brief statement saying that they're happy to see they're paying their debt off early and all that sort of stuff, but wouldn't commit to helping them or permitting them, not helping them, permitting them to pay the rest of the debt off early. You know, there's, as you know, the debt is multiple financial packages, you know, that are being paid off. And Theo, as you know, we've been researching these millages and what's going on. And there's a millage just dedicated for the debt. And I'm double checking my numbers right now. I'm looking at the table that we put together, reporting on the money taken from our schools and libraries and community college and intermediate school district, as well as our city services. And the debt millage, the mayor of Detroit has taken about $67.6 million from the millage that was supposed to be going to the school district. This is over a 10-year period. And with his tax abatements, where he tells the millionaire, billionaire folk that they don't have to pay property taxes. As a result, our school district lost just the debt millage lost $73 million as well, really $74 million. You add it up, these tax deprivations have cost our school debt millage $141 million. Then our school operational millage lost $205 million. So $350 million has been taken from the millages that we pay on our property taxes without reporting this to the people, which is unconstitutional.
Right.
Our Article 9, Section 23 says all public monies uses must be reported to the public, and the information must be accessible to the public.
Mm.
None of that is accessible. It's all dark money.
Wow. Well, we're at the top of the hour.
Okay.
I have to pause for the cause, but we need to come back after that for a few moments to wrap that up.
Okay.
You all refresh your morning beverages and call somebody. Let them know that we are being mistreated by not only the mayor but the governor as well. And we'll be back momentarily.
It's the These Nuts Show with your host, Butter and friends. Butter here, magician escape artist, practicing for my show tonight. Come on in, have a seat.
Everybody settle. Butter, you're on in 5, 4, 3, 2.
In a few seconds, there's gotta be enough to get out of this one. Twist a little turn, ta-da! It's showtime. It's your old friend Butter here. I may be a nut, but I know to wear my mask. Please welcome my first guest tonight, fitness guru, Wally Wallnut.
Woody Woodless here to tell you to wash your hands with soap and water for 20 seconds so you will stay healthy and strong like me.
Almond Cruz here, sliding in with the news. Distance is what we must do to stay away from the chew and other germs in the air that might be trying to get on you. Social distancing is a wonderful way to see friends. As long as you're 6 feet apart, you win.
Hey there, friends. I wouldn't miss this for the world. It's me, Pumpkin Spice, your healthy girl. Remember, it's important to use your kind hearts and follow the signs to stay healthy and safe at all times.
Chica Chiminsky here to say, don't forget the little ones that need you to lead the way. That's how we remember to wash our hands, mask, and social distance today.
Morgan Raisin. Yes, it's me, here to sing about health and safety. We are all here to help get a message out to your grapevine, teaching healthy choices to stay safe all the time.
Don't let these guys drive you nuts. Put your mask on first. They'll let you be. And it keeps me safe from the
chew
that's trying to get on me.
Butter me up. She's right, you know. Thank you, Hallie Cranberry, for joining the show. Let's all be nuts about our health. Social distancing, wash your hands frequently, use hand sanitizer, and wear a mask. Practice what we learned to stay away from the chew germs. We're all in this together. Coming soon, the many adventures of these nuts in a theater near you.
WGPR Detroit HD2.
You're watching WHPS, Highland Park, Detroit.
Feedback. Hi, this is Theo Bruton,
And I am Thabiti Mpina,
inviting you to join us each Monday at 9 a.m. for feedback.
a positive image production by Hood Research.
Encourage others to tune in each Monday on
Comcast Detroit, Roku, Amazon Fire TV, watch WHPR TV Network anywhere.
and take us along with you. And always remember you can take us along with you. We are so pleased to be able to be here each Monday morning from 9 a.m. until 10:30. And we have a lot going on. And I just want to take the next 5 minutes to wrap up this bombshell that Russ Bellon dropped on us this morning, and let you know to read the article that was in the newspaper, to share that with us as well, Russ. And I'd like to first let everyone know that I attend school board meetings. I don't have any children in school any longer. However, I attend because the next generations are very important, and they will impact the community in which we live. So those are the second Tuesday of each month, and you'll just need to call the school board secretary to find out the time and the location.
Yes.
Okay.
I think the next one is at Martin Luther King High School. And I won't put a time out there. In my mind, I think it's 6 p.m., but I encourage people to make that phone call. In fact, if you want, I can put that number out right now.
Oh, that would be good.
Yeah.
And people need to be there at least by 5:25 if they intend to speak to the superintendent and or the school board. Okay, the number.
The number is 873-7861. That's 873-7861. That is a school board number.
Right, a 313 area code.
Always.
Okay, just give us the newspaper and article they can read and about the book. Okay.
Yes. The newspaper article I was referring to was in the yesterday's Free Press on the editorial page.
December 1st, okay?
Yes, thank you. And it's right on the front page of the opinion section. And it's written by the editorial page editor, Nancy Caffer, and her deputy editorial page editor. And they go at great length to explain the debt problem and, clearly spell out how the state was at fault for creating the crisis of our schools as they exist today. The years of state takeover, the state interference, the massive creation of debt, they spell it out pretty well. And, there's, people will benefit by gaining this information, I believe, and reading it, and then taking the appropriate action. Contact your state legislator and say, tell the governor to step up and make this happen for the benefit of our education of our children. Our school capacity was destroyed. I mean, when they took over in 1999 in our schools, we had rising enrollment every year. Not huge leaps, but we had rising enrollment every year. We had rising test scores. Right. There was a $93 million net surplus in the finances.
Oh, yes.
The reason they took it over, and I was going to every school board meeting back then as well, as I was the parent liaison for our school to the school board. And they were telling me that the governor keeps twisting their arms because he wants his contractors to get a cut of the bond money for the school district. And the school board repeatedly told him, we don't play those games. This is going out for bids, and, we're going to get a bidder, and we want Detroit contractors at the table, and we're not gifting it to anybody. And when Engler finally decided that, they're not going to give me nothing, I'll abolish the school board, which he did. Public Act 10 of 1999, in March of 1999, passed a law to abolish the school board, which was unconstitutional. The legislature doesn't have any power over school districts in the Constitution. It's all under the State Board of Education. Wow. They abolished it, and they created what they call a CEO model, which was a one-man dictatorship over everything. And then they immediately started looting that money that they wanted. Not just the bond money, but the operational budget money as well. And they created over $100 million in debt. And then Granholm continued that practice.
And they wanted the building, remember?
Yep.
On Putnam and Wood, right next to the main public library. They wanted that building. Because I kept thinking, why would you want a man to step down from being president of Wayne State University to become the superintendent of a K through 12? That's not even logical. But he came to take the building and the money. And
Yep. So that's one thing. And then the other, on the other subject, the Unhumans, people ask me, what can we do? And I say the first thing is make sure people know, because the absence of knowledge about these threats that they are openly proclaiming in order, they're doing that to unite and recruit from their base. They're not doing it so that we know. Right. But the fact is we do. And so if we create massive awareness, that is a huge asset in our efforts to stop the impending threats. And so what people can do is get the information and share it in whatever form, a block club, a parent organization, if you're active in political parties or either political party, tell people this is what's going on. That's and again, if you send that email to me to get the outline of the story, we can start with that. But public education is always the first task.
All right. Well, I want to thank you so much for being here with us this morning.
Okay.
And say James Ford has something he wants to share. But I really appreciate you. Go ahead.
May I share my email address one more time?
Absolutely.
Okay. It's again, Russ Ballant at Gmail. RUSS as in Sam, B as in brother, ELLA, N as in Nancy, T as in Tom, at gmail.com. Let's start building public awareness. That's easy.
Yes.
That's easy. It doesn't cost you anything to do that.
And I'm looking forward to you being here with us periodically to keep up the information, and we'll continue to work to make people aware.
I appreciate your hospitality today, Theo, again. Take care, dear.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Now, James Ford?
Yes, Theo, I want to start this off by saying, dun, 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 dun. Because I got you where I want you right now. But first thing I want to say is the only reason I'm here today is because of Mark Cummings, death to his mother. Everybody should see Mark Cummings. Just giving me your condolences. But first of all, I'd like for you to tell us, how do we join Hood Research?
Well, you can join Hood Research by calling area code 248-234-2371. Again, that's area code 248-234-2371. You can go to our website at Hood Research. It has the information on the website there. And, our email is contact@hoodresearch.org. Again, that's CONTACT, the @ symbol, HOODRESEARCH.org. Contact@hoodresearch.org.
What a powerful organization. Now what? I got you where I want you. I'm going to ask you something. You are one of the most recognized figures in the city of Detroit. Now, everybody else go places, myself, Henry Tyler, and everybody. Don't nobody recognize us. Don't nobody recognize us. But they recognize Theo Broughton. They see Theo Broughton all the time, and they recognize you. Why are you one of the most recognized figures in the city of Detroit? Come on, let's go.
Well, I never thought of me as one of the most recognized figures in Detroit, but it could be because I attend many of the events and many of the community meetings.
Are you a Detroiter?
Yes.
Born?
No, I wasn't born here. No.
Okay.
I was born in New York. But I attend the meetings and events because I'm concerned about the community in which I live. And if there's any information such as the information that Russ Ballant shared, then I want to share it with others.
We know that.
Mm-hmm.
We know that. Well, I'm going to just tell you this. You know, people in the city really love you. And I'm going to just give you one experience that I had with you. And I kind of like, whoa, okay, that was a situation with a hot water tank. Somebody gave you a hot water tank. Mm-hmm. And you took the hot water tank and gave the hot water tank to somebody else. And then somebody asked you, say, well, why didn't you take that hot water tank and set it in your basement until your hot water tank went bad and use that hot water tank? And then you said, well, why should I keep a hot water tank? And I got a hot water tank. I should go on and give it to somebody else that need a hot water tank. Is that why everybody love you, Theo?
I don't know if that's the reason, but I just think that sharing with others what you have, I didn't need two or two of whatever. So you want to help those who need assistance at the time.
Well, I think that's why people love you, because that's showing love right there. And you're not even on radio or TV to give away a hot water tank. I think I'd have kept that hot water tank. Ouch. Ouch, Theo. Okay. Now I just want to ask you something. You always every time somebody come on your show, hey, you sneak this in. Now, who is Theo Broughton then? Okay. Who is Theo Broughton? I'm gonna turn the tables on you today. Who is Theo Broughton? People go get your popcorn. I'm gonna put her on the spot with the popcorn and everything. Tea gone. Who is Theo Broughton?
A woman who cares. Let's start with that. I care about my family, and I care about extended family and those in the community, even your people who live around you. You never know when they may need help or when you may need help. You know, when we had the 1967 rebellion, a lot of people needed help at that time. They were just fed up with the stress, the police, the kind of brutality that was going on, and they just got tired of trying to look the other way and not get involved. So people needed to work together. Then when we had the issue with the public school system, people wanted to work together. And I always and continue to be concerned about our public school system and the need for more teachers, male teachers in particular. Our young students need to have an example, and that is important. But as we in the community participate with that and do volunteering wherever we can and whenever we can, that's to help our young people come into adulthood where they can stand beside us,
right? Not
behind us or in front of us, but beside us as we make our community a better place to live.
Well, you're an activist, public and social, and all that. You're always concerned. How long you been at this? I mean, to give me a little background. Come on now.
Well, if you want to say publicly, I guess since 1992.
Since 1992.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And Reggie Crawford, who was another community advocate or activist, was also doing much similar that I was. And so we started working together, attending events, and then we started having our own events, adding some opportunities with the community. As a brief example, people need to know their history. So we began to do Black History tours. And I guess to date, there's been maybe five or six that we've done.
Right.
And encouraging people to be excited about themselves, about their ancestors, and about all that our people have done over the centuries. And people will say, well, how black folks have invented this, invented that, invented the other. It's because they were the ones who were being made to do the work. So as you do the work as a slave or free person, you say, this can be done in a different way, in a better way.
So that's what Hood Research does. The Hood Research is involved.
One of the things.
That's what, but many things, because I've been dealing with you for the last 4 or 5 years, 6 myself, and just keeping an eye on what's going on. Hood Research is involved in a lot of things. I want to ask you something that I just got to go. Who is Henry Todd? Who is Henry? Tell me, who is Henry?
Henry is the director for Hood Research, and every Saturday we have a conference call, and he sets up the conference call, directs it, and we started the conference calls, which are every Saturday from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. because folks would call me and say, "I'm so mad." I don't know. I said, "Ooh, what are you mad about?" You know that governor won't let us go to the bowling alley, won't let us go to the movies, and we can't go here. And, oh, goodness, that was all about the COVID. Okay?
Well, let me tell you this about Henry.
Then, and so then I got calls from people that said, "I'm so sad, I'm depressed, I don't know what to do, I'm homebound, I can't go anywhere." So Henry and I and Al and a few others started talking about it. And I said, well, I think the best thing that we could do is to start a conference call, because you can't catch the COVID virus if you're on your own phone in your own home or your own car.
Exactly.
So that's when we started. We're in our 4th year now.
I know.
And it has worked very well. And Henry has done well to have table topics and to put it together, organize it.
Well, you have other people around you, and I know them all. And I'm just going to ask you this. You're a good organizer. You're a good leader. People follow you. Winston Churchill had people that followed him. Barack Obama was a good organizer. John Kennedy had people following. Good leaders put good people around them. As I said, even Vince Lombardi, he did that. Good leaders put good people around him. Tell me this.
Right.
Who is Al Martin? Mm-hmm. And what is his strong points?
Al Martin is a co-host on the Saturday conference call. And his strong point is in analyzing issues and talking about those issues on Saturday. And he is very good at analyzing, and he's very good at helping those on the line to understand the issue, to even come to realize that how they thought about it was not quite right. And he has had the way of explaining issues to help everybody else on the line to really understand.
Gotcha.
So he's good at that.
Now, we got Theo Broden on the line again. Get your popcorn and stuff. Now, she always surrounds herself with good people. There's another person that you surround yourself with. His name is Thabiti. What's his strong point? Let's get to it.
Oh, Thabiti is a writer. He does poetry, and he reads a lot. He's a very avid reader. He is a co-host on this program with me, and he enjoys it too.
Go on.
Oh, okay. So every other Monday, you will find that Thabiti is my co-host here, and he looks out for good guests to be on with me, and also table topics or topics or issues for us to discuss.
Right. Now, the only reason I'm here today is because Mark Cummings, deaf to his mother. But now, Mark Cummings is what I want to know. You put some strong people. What are they strong point? What's Mark Cummings' strong point? Come on.
Oh wow. Let me tell you, I started in broadcasting with Mark Cummings, and he this was 97. I started with him on the radio, as a matter of fact, and he's very good at bringing on the controversial topics. He's good at getting guests, and he's a very strong supporter of Hood Research and encouraging people to join. And so we really have good programs on Mondays when he's here as well.
Good follow-up person. Mm-hmm. He's a good follow-up person. Now, there's one person that recently joined you, and she's like joined the Magnificent Seven. Who was Michelle George?
That's it. Oh, she's a nurse.
I know.
She comes on Saturdays and gives a report on the recent information learned about the COVID virus, because it has not gone anywhere. Yeah. Contrary to popular belief,
right.
It is still there.
Right.
It is still affecting people.
Right.
And she brings us up to date on the information that we need.
Right.
For our health from the hospital point of view.
Now, who is Vera? We talk about Vera. What is who is Vera? What is Vera?
Vera.
I hear you holler Vera all the time. What is Vera? What is Vera doing?
Vera is a lifetime member of Hood Research, and I tell people that to join and be a member of Hood Research is $20 a year. But to be a lifetime member is $300. Mm-hmm. And Vera felt that it would be good for her to be a part of Hood Research, so she joined.
And
she's a lifetime member.
Person.
And she's good at doing research.
And to the point.
Yes, she is.
Always to the point.
Yes.
Now, there's another person that almost made me cry when she was talking about people needing some help psychologically. Who is Tawana? What's the deal with Tawana?
Oh, Tawana is a supporter of Hood Research, and she's a board member of Barton McFarland Neighborhood Association. Mm-hmm. And she attends a lot of meetings as well. And she's interested in the mental health opportunities that are here in the city of Detroit. Right. So she attends meetings that deal with that.
Right.
And she's a retired police officer, and she does investigations. She worked with Ron Scott, who you know is right. deceased now, right. When they had the I forget the name of the organization, but she was an investigator.
She helps.
For that, yeah, she was an investigator. She still is a licensed investigator.
Now, there's another person sitting right in here with us, running these controls and all this. Tell us a little bit about him. Who is this guy?
Well,
I run into him every time I come over here.
Yeah, it's Timothy Smith. Everything runs smooth when Tim is running the board.
Everything runs smooth.
He is my engineer.
He takes my coat and he'll tell me, Mr. Ford, it's time for you to leave. Then he's throwing me out the door.
Oh,
very
no,
good man.
No.
You know how I am. I'm to the point. I just joke with everybody.
Yeah.
Timothy Smith, good man.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Mm-hmm.
Now, there is another person that hangs around very close. You surround yourself with good people. Great asset. Who is Bill Davis?
Bill Davis is the vice president of Barton McFarland Neighborhood Association, and he's also involved with the National Action Network, with that organization, as well. He too attends a lot of community meetings.
Yes, I attest to that.
A lot of community meetings. Right. He was the past member of the police commission, and
right.
Oh boy, I should
The
say the
Vegas
board
is-
of police
he's like your
commissioners.
right- he's
I
like your
should,
right-hand
should
person.
say it's in
Right.
some areas.
He's your right hand person.
in some of the meetings.
I'm gonna move on real quickly because I got you on the line real quickly. Luther Keith tomorrow, 7:00 first keyboard. Now, last, who is Michelle?
Who is Michelle?
Yeah, you know her very well.
Oh, you mean my daughter?
Yes.
She is a very, very busy person. She works down at City Council, and she's a constituent services coordinator for the council, Mary Waters.
Now, there's a person out in California. Who is the person out in California? Who is that?
Well, I have two people out in California.
Oh, who is that?
too.
Tell us about them. They close to you.
My other daughter lives out there, and my son lives out there, and you hear his commercial
all the time
on my show, right? Because he created trail mix.
Right.
So.
Well, lastly, we're gonna get a big laugh. It's somebody that you always talk about. Their name is. Anyway, you always say, I'm going to just tear him up. I'm going to kill him. And so they ain't dead yet. Who is Jonathan?
Oh, Jonathan.
We're going to wrap this up with Jonathan. Who is Jonathan?
No, Jonathan is my grandson. And he's doing well. But I got to tell you about the co-founder of Hood Research.
Okay.
Reggie Crawford.
Okay.
When we have events, I introduce him. He's not always able to come to every single event. But when he's there, I have to introduce him. I said, I know you think he doesn't exist, but here is Reggie Crawford, So he's always working on different issues as they relate to the police department or the Wayne County Sheriff's Department. Very concerned about how our community is treated through the police department or through Wayne County Sheriff's. Know that.
I think Mr. Smith is telling us we got to wrap this up. But anyway,
oh my goodness.
Anybody that wants to contact me, we're going to roast Theo Broden at the Obama weekend. We're going to roast her and some other dignitaries around the city and leaders and all. We're going to just have a big roast. Anybody want to call me? My name is James Ford, 586-918-306. We're going to roast some of these activists around the city, and we're going to let them know how much we love them by talking about them like a dog.
Oh,
God bless you.
Oh, my goodness.
Theo, wrap it up.
Oh, wow. You have just heard James Ford, who was the originator of the fight against the red light abuse here in the city of Detroit and other places where it has taken place, because it has really been getting out of hand. And so I hope that you have his number so that you can call him and learn about participating with that. I always say at the end of my show, it's not necessary if you know everything. What is necessary is for you to know how to find what you need when you need it. And we at Hood Research try as much as we can to share and to research and to bring information to you, and we encourage you to do the same. The email for Hood Research is contact@hoodresearch.org. That's contact@hoodresearch.org. Contact@hoodresearch.org. We have a website, so you look up Hood Research on the website for additional information. We have a phone number, which is area code 248-234-2371. Again, it's area code 248-234-2371. And we want you to join us on Saturdays as well. And as the BD says, you got to have your pen and paper handy. That's what he tells you every Monday that he's here. The number for the conference call on Saturday, which starts at 3 o'clock, is 1-978-990-5000. Again, you dial 1-978-990-5000. It rings one time and the access code that you put in is 338729. Press the pound key. Again, the access code is 338729. Press the pound key. Some people call it a hashtag. Some people call it a tic-tac-toe sign. But whatever, press it and you'll be on with us. We're on every Saturday from 3 p.m. to 6.
Time to go.
So thank you for being here with us. And we will be here again next Monday. Peace. Feedback. Hi, this is Theo Broughton.
And I am Thabiti Mpina.
Inviting you to join us each Monday at 9 a.m. for feedback.
A positive image production by Hood Research.
Encourage others to tune in each Monday on
Comcast Detroit, Roku, Amazon Fire TV, watch WHPR TV Network anywhere.
and take us along with you. Feedback.